Kristen Mays. I'm with the City of Talent, and I'm here to discuss mobile homes and placing mobile homes in mobile home parks.
Great. And so if I'm a mobile home owner and I want to come in and get a permit to place my home back in the park, what should I bring with me and what should I expect in that first meeting?
So I'm going to back up a little bit. Before a mobile home can be placed, or manufactured home can be placed in a mobile home park, the county approves that mobile home park. And even though the mobile home parks have been through the fire and had residents on them, they're making some changes to them. So those mobile home parks are getting pre-approved for the entire park. So then when you come in for a mobile home permit, what we're going to look at is where you're placing that mobile home in that on that portion, that site that you have chosen in the mobile home park. And that's already been pre-approved. So all the setbacks are pre-approved. So we're going to make sure that you're meeting the criteria that was pre-approved by the county, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So what I'm saying is there's a blanket plot plan for the whole mobile home park. And then you're coming in and looking at your specific site, and we're going to make sure that you're placing it in the location that was designated for that mobile home. And what that permit includes is a foundation or blocking permit. And if you're going to be putting an awning on, we would then require that you get a permit for that. That's all part of the mobile home permit. Includes an awning, the blocking, a foundation. If you're doing more than just the blocking and you're doing a perimeter foundation, that would take a little bit more, that costs a little bit more, it takes a little bit more inspection, but that's part of the placement of the mobile home. And if you're going to be putting any kind of decking or additional decking or any kind of landings, then we would want to take a look at that as well. And that would be part of your mobile home placement.
And do I need to bring photos or plans of any kind? How do I describe what I want to do?
Well, you can bring you can bring a copy of you're going to need to know the size of your mobile home, and then what you're going to add to that if you plan to put any kind of decking or awnings or anything, where you're going to want to see that. So you're going to need to then describe to us either by a picture, or you can as much as draw the dimensions of your awning or your deck, whatever you're choosing. Now, I must also add that if you're going to do a deck, that's a separate permit, and that would take an additional permit to the actual mobile home placement, but it's not a big deal. We would just need to know exactly the square footage of the deck and where you're placing that.
Okay, but for decks and that sort of thing, and awnings, you don't have to do detailed construction drawings, or
No. Well, that would be part of that would be just part of the mobile home permit, would be the awnings, which,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, great. And so when people come in for these types of permits, what kind of challenges or hiccups are common and that could be avoided?
Mobile home permits are pretty straightforward, that we really don't run into very many. Basically, as long as you have you have an idea of exactly where you're placing it, what was allowed in that mobile home park, they're really pretty straightforward as far as the blocking and foundation. Generally, they go fairly quickly it takes a couple of inspections. And I want to also add that when you're getting your placement of your mobile home, that includes the hookup to the plumbing and the electrical. So that's all part of the mobile home placement permit as well. So you're not getting multiple separate permits, with the exception of if you're going to add on with a large deck or something like that. So it's very quick and straightforward.
Okay, and given that it's quick and straightforward, is there still something that I can do to make it faster and easier, kind of avoid common?
Faster and easier is just making sure that you have the correct dimensions, that you've placed it where it's allowed in the park, that the park has been pre-approved. That's where sometimes that's a struggle, is getting the pre-approved for the park, but it's so far we've gotten all the parks approved at this point, with the exception of one park that's still working on approval.
Okay, great. And any final words of advice or encouragement for mobile home?
I think
Mm.
I'm really looking forward to mobile home placement. I know that there's been a backup on manufactured home dwellings, but I'm really hoping that that cuts loose and we get a lot of mobile home placements in the park. I do know that, I don't know if you want me to add this, Stephen, but I do know that there are some mobile homes that are allowing RVs as well.
Mhm.
So, and that can happen in mobile home parks. They can allow RVs
Mm.
to be lived in at that,
And is
within a
that the
mobile home
same,
park.
is not the same permitting process? Is that just
No, that's just, you can just have to make,
parking?
yeah, you can go in and park it on the site. Yeah,
Mhm. Okay, great. Well, thank you, Kristen.
sure.
Great
Thank
to have
you.
time with you.
All right.